Hey everybody, welcome to the Spinner Rack. Today I'm here with my boy PD.
What up?
And today we're talking about the Disney announcement. Yeah, bro. The Disney announcement. Disney Plus, it came out.
No, the Disney Investor Day.
Okay, the Disney Investor Day. Same thing. But I'm giving it to PD right here.
Don't get on, you can't give it to me. You don't got to, no, don't do that.
No, I'm not giving it to PD. I'm just saying giving it to PD that we're talking about this. There was a lot of things that dropped this week, and we're talking about tons of different channels. We're talking about tons of different shows. We're talking about tons of stuff that they want to do in the next 2 or 3 years, you know, and we're going to go over some of them. We're going to break them up by...
And just like Solo, they're all going to be put to the back burner because of the success. They have to have successes on all these things for it to keep going. So keep that in mind.
They're going to Disney Plus because they finally come to realize what we've been talking about all this time. You have Netflix doing this stuff and they're killing them. So now they have to pronounce project after project after project. So let's start off with the Lucasfilm stuff. Of course, and like I said, Netflix has over 150 million subscribers, which brings out billions and billions of viewers, billions and billions of dollars. And now they're saying, hey, we're going to start trying to do something similar, you know? And this is why they're coming out with all these shows, because they want to be the Netflix killer. And Disney has 73 million subscribers over the course of just 1 year. So they're not all paying, but you have 73 million sets of eyeballs on you. That's something real good. So they're like the #2 largest streaming service currently.
For now.
Including Hulu and ESPN. But right now, they're the guys going after Netflix, and they're showing that they got some cojones because they're putting the money where their mouth is. They're saying they're going to spend like $14 billion overall next year to try to get all these shows up and around. So we're going to talk about this right now. We're starting off first with the Lucasfilm stuff. And of course, the biggest news out of all Lucasfilm, we've been talking about it, we've been hoping about it, is coming from The Mandalorian, is the spinoff of what? Ahsoka! That's right, Rosario Dawson has her own show. She is going to be blowing it away.
Night nurse. Regretfully, we don't get no nice nurse or female Moon Knight. We're getting Ahsoka.
It's going to be a limited issue series and episode series, and you know, I think they're going to probably delve more into the whole Ahsoka mythos. They're going to have Dave Filoni, who is the guru of Star Wars right now. He's the guy who's been holding the flame. He ran the Clone Wars, and this is the guy. And
how did she survive the Clone Wars? We didn't see her in the original trilogy, and now we see her after the original trilogy. How did this happen?
You need to watch some of the Clone Wars. You need to watch Rebels. They explain what happened in Rebels. So those of you who are really interested in the Ahsoka mythos of what happened to her, go check out Rebels, you know, Star Wars Rebels, which is a pretty interesting show. And I think a lot of that will help to inform you of what's going on here.
Well, I want to do a caveat to this release, is that CBS Access, they did their first Discovery. Then they did their second season of Discovery, right? Then they did Picard. So that is a slow rollout of things, of successes. So now we're getting, I guess it's the Star Trek, The New Frontier or something like that. It's something with the original cast from the Cage. So that showed you a slow rollout. And then people are asking for Captain Pike. So we're finally getting something with him. So that is a thing to remember. So we go to Ahsoka, the Rangers.
We're going to go over all that, bro.
We got time. We don't have time to just be like going through it all at a time and saying how great this all is. Is it too much? We already knew Obi-Wan was happening. Andor, The Bad Batch, Star Wars Vision, Lando, Acolyte. Is that another Star Wars? Droid Story, and then Willow, which would be a little bit separate. Now, we want to quickly give us a overview of that stuff.
Right. All right. So first of all, I don't know why he's being a Debbie Downer, but that's a whole nother issue. Can you come back into the poll, my friend? But so we're having a lot of these issues. So I want to just address this minor thing that he brought on with Star Trek.
Oh my God!
Not knocking it, but you know, Star Wars has a humongous fan base. They're very rabid.
As Star Trek does.
And I'm not knocking the Star Trek because I do like Star Trek myself. But we know that they've had a huge success and they want to build upon it. So they're going to be coming out with a whole nother show called Rangers of the New Republic, and they're going to be a new action series. Of course, Dave Filoni and Dave Filoni and John Favreau are going to be involved in that. You know, they're going to be doing stories, I guess, what's happening in the
New Republic.
The New Republic, or out in the Outer Rim and stuff like that. We also have Andor coming in. And any of you guys who love Rogue One, you know, Cassian, the guy who was a spy there, they're going to go back and delve into his story. So it was great. Diego Luna, off the hook, you're going to see more world building. And that's one of the things you want to see when you're a Star Wars fan, world building. So once again, they're doing a great job. Obi-Wan, it's been talked about forever. They're finally going to get Kenobi out here. They're going to delve more into his life and what's been happening, you know, between the period, I think, before the end of his death. And so it's fantastic.
Is that going to have Ewan McGregor?
It's going to be Ewan McGregor, who is Kenobi, and they're going to bring back Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader.
They hated on Christensen.
Then the Bad Batch. If any of you guys saw the last season of the Clone Wars, which I doubt is the last season. The last season they had the Bad Batch. These are clones that did not make. They were not the
Bad Batch of clones.
Okay, the Bad Batch of clones. That is, and you know, people like them. They stood out. They're different. They had their own personalities, and they're doing that again. And then Star Wars Visions. These are going to be like probably more montages, animated short films celebrating Star Wars. Lando, of course, our boy Lando. They're going to be doing a Lando show.
Now I think the soup is a little thin now.
They're going to do
a story. That's a lot of stuff.
They're going to do a story for kids, droid stories. You know how kids like the droid stories about talking about droids, and they're going to have the Acolyte, which is supposed to be some type of mind-bending stories and set in the Star Wars universe.
That is Legion in Star Wars.
And then Willow. Whoever liked Willow from that sort
wow, what a sell. Whoever liked that. Whoever liked that, there you go.
I don't know how that connects to.
That's how you said it.
But hey,
yeah,
Willow,
see how he keeps saying
it was somewhat enjoyable.
Wow,
that's about it.
This
but
guy.
The point is, Star Wars fans, you guys are getting Star Wars on the small screen. You're not getting anything in the big screen right now, but the small screen is where it's at. This is where the true Star Wars fans are going to find their home. This is what's going to happen. And you know what? We're going to support Disney with this. We're going to plunk down an extra $1 for them. It's $5.99 for the service. They're raising the price, I think, next year.
This is all to keep you from unsubscribing now, because they're going to be doing it. They haven't changed their service where they do it weekly, but then they can slowly release stuff at the same time you're ready to get rid of the DC Plus because Mandalorian's ending. Then you get Acolyte. Then when that ends, something else starts. So you keeping these people on the hook line. You never reel them in. You just keep them on there. Well, they can't go anywhere.
They're not just leaving them in there. They have to because they found out what happened with during the pandemic that they need to do something different.
No, doing different is releasing all at once.
No, all at once is nuts. That's crazy.
More. No,
you need people to keep coming.
I was against it, but now when in the pandemic,
you should not.
Everything.
You should not be releasing
Give up
everything. It's
the
too
HBO
much.
plan and put it out.
Put
it out and let us binge it.
Okay. So number 2, they're doing the Marvel is coming out with stuff. We're talking about big news.
The MCU.
MCU is going to officially be starting. I think it's this December or January. With January 15th with WandaVision. That's right. They got a time. They got a number. January 15th, 2021. Marvel Studios is dropping its first show. And that's
dropping Bewitched as Vision and Scarlet Witch. Well, you know what it is. It's that. If this is just one storyline, but if they're going to do the adventures, instead of doing this family drama thing, like Bewitched and all this funky stuff, like I Dream of Jeannie, in the Brady Bunch type of thing, should be one episode and done, and then they get to fighting villains like the Grim Reaper and all the other characters and Ultron and all this action adventure.
So they're setting up the whole series here using the WandaVision. They're putting in an area, an idealized vision or some dream. We're not sure exactly what it is, where they're Scarlet Witch and Vision are living, and they start to suspect that things are not all that they expect it to be. And of course, they're going to have who's going to be the special guest star?
What's her name? Ms. Marvel's going to be in it? No, she's not. They're going to have Captain Marvel. No, they're going to have what is her name in the show? Is it Pulsar or Photon? It's Photon.
What's the Lightspeed?
No, you're talking about the black girl, right?
She on
the black Captain Marvel is going to be in this story. Exactly. It's also going to be Agatha Harkness, but she's not old and withered as we expect her to be. And because she's an old witch.
You know, she's been around a long time.
But now they're doing she's a funky sort of
Okay, so then we're moving on to Falcon and Winter Soldier. So they're looking for March 19th. Bro, Disney Plus is going to be it. Falcon and Winter Soldier looks off the hook.
It looks like every Cap story has a Cap replacement, and this has all the Cap replacements in the same story. U.S. Agent's going to be in there. Bucky's going to be in there. The Falcon's going to be in there. So it's like all these guys. We haven't even got to a villain yet.
I haven't heard anything from him right now. Then after that,
but we have Sharon Carter, so that's a plus. That's a plus.
And then we're gonna have Loki. The Loki series starting May 2021. You know, my goodness, Marvel's coming out back to back to back to back. You know, and
now this is gonna be the gem of the Disney Plus with an all-star cast starring Loki, starring Gugu Mbatha Raw.
I wasn't sure you'd be able to say that.
I did it.
And she's a great actress.
This is the highlight of the entire Disney Plus.
So
she was the breakout star in Black Mirror, and she is in this now also.
You know what she's going to be in Loki?
I have no idea. It's going to be Carnilla? Who's she going to be in this?
So in Loki is basically being caught. He was caught by the Time Variance Authority, and we're going to see his escapades. It looks crazy. It looks mind-bending. It just looks as though Hiddleston is going to just knock it out of the park. And remember, all these Marvel shows all these Marvel shows relate to the movies itself too. We're also another new show that's going to be coming out in the summer. It's going to be What If, man. I love What If. What If basically tells you the story of what if Captain America was Black Panther becomes Black Captain America.
What if
he becomes, I think in the commercial they showed him, what if he becomes the Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord.
Star-Lord? Oh my God, I don't see how that works.
What if Peggy Carter becomes Captain Britain? Because you can't be Captain America.
Why not?
How can she?
She works for the American government.
But she's British. She's British. Okay.
Oh God.
All right. So
this is one we don't want to talk about. Miss Marvel. We'll just pass by
Kamala
that.
Khan is going to be coming out, a new version of Miss Marvel. And we have also the Hawkeye and what's the name of the
and his daughter.
I don't think she's his daughter. Kate
not?
Bishop. I don't think she's being portrayed by someone else. I thought his daughter. I'm not sure, but it's being played by Haley Steinfeld, which is going to bring a whole bunch of young viewers to the show. You know, but of course we love Hawkeye too. He's off.
Jeremy Renner was running into some heat on the internet, but they seem like they've kept with him no matter what. And then we have She-Hulk, where we don't know if
Tatiana
is going to be in it. She might not be.
Orphan Black, where she played multiple personalities.
She said she knows nothing about this.
That's good. Then she can follow the instructions they give. Then you're going to have Moon Knight. That, I don't know how they're going to play Moon Knight. Moon Knight, to me, is a very complicated character with, I can go 50.
And then they're also going with the Egyptian stuff. I'm not sure how this is going to work.
Yeah. Then you have another big thing. Secret Invasions, yeah. With Nick Fury is going to be in it. You're going to have the shape-shifting Skrulls. They're going to be trying to infiltrate the Earth. It's kind of crazy because he has some Skrulls working with him. I wonder if those are the guys going to turn on him or not. But that's great. They're going to have Riri. Then they're going to have another show for Riri.
We have an Ironheart show.
What happens when there's no Tony Stark? Then they're going to have another Iron Man show, Armor Wars, with War Machine, basically. You know, trying to control what happens when
that was the first movie. That's the first Star Wars. That's the first Tony Stark movie.
And then these two shows I'm not 100% sure about, but I think I know. You're gonna have I Am Groot.
No, he skipped over the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, spoofing obviously the Star Wars holiday special, right? That's what you just try to skip over that, but they're trying to go for that, right? So then let's go to the I Am Groot, which is like saying, hey, you had baby Yoda, why don't we do a whole baby Groot thing? Like, come on, this is like they can't do a show about that.
So there's a lot more stuff coming on, other things for Disney Plus, and you have the other shows. But since we're basically Marvel and Star Wars based,
no, you can keep going if you find anything good. Is anything good there? Or you want to end it there?
I'm not saying
you don't want to talk about Groot. You don't want to talk about baby Groot.
Can't talk about that when we're talking on a show, bro.
What do we do?
I'm just saying, Pixar popcorn. There's nothing here that I find that I'm going to be.
You saying it's trash?
Never said it was trash.
You said it was just trash. I heard him. You heard them too.
They're doing a
Roll it
remake
back.
of Cheaper by the Dozen. If you're interested in that,
Chip
Ice
and Dale
Age.
Ranger,
Ice
your
Age is
favorite
still
stuff.
going on.
That's all
Not at the
TV show. These
museum.
are movies, right? Live action, yeah. Live action Pinocchio. Disenchanted. It's my fault. Disenchanted. Some more films.
Sister Act 3, Disenchanted is basically a
Riot and the Last Dragon. All these are movies. Baymax is like Baywatch, but with that big balloon carrot thing.
Zootopia was pretty good. I would say watch Zootopia.
And some different cultural things that are going on.
Moana the series, Tiana follows the Princess and the Frog, the princess, and you also have Iwaju, which is a new series coming in. Walt Disney's collaboration with a Pan-African studio, a comic book entertainment company, Kujali. So that's interesting. So you're gonna have definitely different things coming from taken from different perspectives. Disney trying to cover their bases, and they also have National Geographic is gonna have Cousteau. They're gonna have, I think it looks like a biography of Martin Luther King Jr.
Now, well, let's go back to that. Let's go back to Martin Luther King Jr. This is going to be a hard one to do because do you glaze over everything and just go to the dream, or do you talk about the aspect that he said in some of his last interviews, his dream became a nightmare? Do you talk about the Poor People's March? Do you talk about him doing,
Well, I think this season, it's a program called Genius, and they're going to focus on different geniuses. Martin Luther King, Albert Einstein, Pablo Picasso. So I think that's what they do. The first season starts, so that's what they're going to be looking at.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if it's the whole season.
I'm asking too much, so I apologize for what I want.
Okay. Secrets of the Whale. I don't know.
Leave us talking on that.
So if you're an Earth lover, there's going to be a lot of stuff for National Geographic. Walt Disney Television, The Mighty Ducks Game Changer. You have shows for that. Turner and Hooch again. Jeez. So I mean, that's just amongst others. What the key thing is, the takeaway from the Disney Investor Day is that
they announced too much. We shouldn't have known this. It leaves some surprises. So as we're finishing our thing, we say we're about to get rid of our Disney Plus. What we do is like, oh, sweat, here comes Ahsoka. Oh, here comes Baby Groot. And all my complaints now would be like, oh, well, I got to see it. I got to keep it. Oh, let me get rid of this other stuff. Let me get rid of Amazon. Let me get rid of Netflix, right?
I know. You got to come a little bit into the scene because you kind of cut it off. But look, I see your madness. I disagree with it. And all I can say is that this is absolutely fantastic. We know what's going on.
Absolutely.
What the plan is going forward, the fact that they finally decided to make things a little better, because there's no way they can compete against Netflix the rate they're going. They have to take the bull by the horns and say, hey, I'm going to win, and I'm going to give the audience what they want. They love The Mandalorian, they're going to double down on that. They love Marvel MCU, they're going to double down on that. And if you like other Disney shows, there's some other stuff there for you too. Okay?
But also, it's also tough in doing TV. It might turn into like Lost in Space, where Lost in Space is the first sort of Western space thing, because they would go to these places, it was basically on the Hollywood lot, and they wind up in a Western sort of setting because they have no money. And then, George Lucas kind of used that to say the vastness of space, they would be less developed. So we can kind of use these same sets in Star Wars, and they worked. But it's going from that initial thing from Lost in Space, where Lost in Space kind of just didn't have no money, and it just said, well, today you're on this weird planet and you're going to paint everybody's faces blue, but it's a different planet. But then it's the backdrop of the Western setup. So ultimately, with a lot of the space stuff and them not being in space like Expanse all the time, because obviously that you lose your connection to the world, it gets kind of harder to do this. We have so much stuff on these different worlds. So I think it's a lot to announce at once.
I got to respond to that. First of all, Disney is giving $100 million per series for the Marvel and Star Wars series. So they're throwing serious dough. So this is not.
It's like a series.
It's a series, but it's a movie money that they're throwing. They're not.
That's not movie money for 8 episodes. 8 episodes.
What TV shows is
no? Now you said movie money.
Yeah, movie money for the series.
8. Let's do.
They're doing $100 million, and you divide that by 8. Okay, do the math.
I'm doing it, and
that's more than $10 million an episode. You don't
that's
have
a lot.
You don't. That's what I'm trying to say.
Lot
that's
for
a lot.
Movie.
I'm saying
that's
the
an
whole,
hour or 45 minutes.
You're getting 8 hours to tell a story. You know, and they're giving you.
I need if these Marvel movies are 400, right? 400 million or 200 to 400 million?
Yeah, 200 million.
So 200 is for my 90 to 2 hours. I need much more money to make these movies.
This is a problem with artists. They always want more. You got to rein them in. Okay? They have a script, they have a budget, they have stars, they can do what they have to do. So,
I guess we're going to do it on the back lot. Everyone's going to be on the Western set.
Did you see the Mandalorian set, that new technology that they're using? You know, it's fantastic. It's not a green screen. It's like a gigantic oval or something. You go inside of it and it just takes a
and then they do project backgrounds like that thing.
So they're using the new technology.
You know that the experimental filmmakers, they were the first to start doing that. They're like, hey, what do we do?
Well, that's why they call it experimental. Once it becomes legit, the studio brings it in. That's what I'm trying to say, and they make it bigger.
Wow.
All right. So
okay. All right.
I keep forgetting, dude. We want to start a studio. I don't know why you always are bringing in the creative portion. Okay. So there's a lot going on.
I think that the soup is kind of thin. The soup is a little thin now.
I think the opposite. You can't even move this. It's so thick. It's so thick. You're like,
gotta put some substance in it.
Dude, go watch it. You're gonna enjoy it. Star Wars fan, woohoo! Marvel fan, yay! The other guys, you guys got good stuff. Marvel's throwing some stuff in for you from National Geographic for all the tree huggers and environmentalists and stuff out there. More power to you guys. So
they own too much. They got to break it up like they're trying to do Facebook.
Well, you know what? If you want to see the Kardashians, check out Hulu. They got them now. Okay, so hey, that's right in.
They got to break them down, Lucas. Disney has to be broken.
What?
They just broke Facebook. Why can't
they're not breaking Facebook up? They're talking about it. They're not going to do that. Spinnerack
out.
Thanks for agreeing with me again, Peter.
I didn't agree with that last part.